Welcome to Coull Discussions. It's Wednesday, and we're going to talk about war movies.
It's a review time.
Yes,
we had a theme this time.
Yeah, it was an unusual theme, and it wasn't
War
anything
movies.
to do with World War II.
No.
That's where most war movies come from anyways.
Yeah, there's a couple war movies I decided to watch. What was the first one called?
Hyena Road.
You know, I actually had that in my watch list.
Oh, did you? Okay, even better.
I had that in my watch list. I was like, hey, that one sounds familiar. Oh, it is in my watch list. So I was like,
good,
okay.
good.
No.
Now, the movie is directed by Paul Gross, who is a Canadian. He is
Due South, if you remember the Mountie. He was the Mountie
Yeah,
in
he
Due
was
South.
the Mountie in Due South, but he's actually he has directed a bunch of movies.
I didn't realize this
most of
movie
them-
was like Canadian.
I did. Part of the reason why I wanted to watch it was because it was done by Paul Gross. He's done a whole bunch of movies. His last war one was actually Passchendaele, which was a World War.
Didn't that win some Oscars or something?
No.
Oh, I thought it was nominated and won some Oscars or something.
Maybe nominated. I honestly don't know. But it was a World War One telling of some events that his grandfather had gone through. He has also done Men with Brooms, Gunless, and he started in Due South. So he straddles this line of comedy and
War, it seems like.
war. That's kind of what he does. He doesn't do the comedy really well. And personally, I think he has this Ben Affleck problem. He thinks he's really, really good as an actor.
But it's not so good.
But he's really, really good as a director. And Ben Affleck isn't as good as an actor as he thinks he is, but he directs really, really well. So he wasn't he didn't play a big role in it, which was good. He played a supporting part, which made it even better. And the movie was really well done. For a Canadian movie.
Now I have to not get these two movies mixed up because they were kind of similar.
Yes.
In a way.
Yes.
So I have to try not to get them mixed up. So if I get them mixed up, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But this one that was about, like, I guess Canadian troops over in
Afghanistan,
and they were in a fight for some sort of obviously road.
Yes.
Because this road was like a stronghold.
Yeah,
It's like a major road kind of.
Yeah, they're
for
trying
transportation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
make a road so they can get from point A to point B much easier. Because Afghanistan, I guess, isn't really a developed country like we're accustomed to. So dirt roads are common. Asphalt roads aren't. So they're trying to build an
And this
asphalt
was
road.
they were trying to build one, and it was just the story of them using their intelligence people, like their
The intelligence community
spies
gathering
and stuff like that to kind of gather where the enemy was going to be, and it ended up where maybe I'm way off on this, but it seemed like somebody double crossed somebody somewhere in there. That's the impression that I got. Somebody ended up screwing somebody over.
Yeah, it was. It was three-way politics, and
That's a good way to
it was three-way politics. One person wanted one thing, one person wanted another thing, and a third person wanted what both wanted. But because he couldn't interfere with what the other two were doing, he couldn't get what he wanted. So in the end, it came across as a double cross, but it was more of a
I'm
giant
using
screw.
you and you're you. I'm using you and using you to get what I want, and it was kind of.
I thought, okay, it's a Canadian flick. Considering how much military footage they had in there, I thought I was impressed by that. Canada isn't normally one for grandstanding when it comes to war, so using what they did, I thought that was actually really, really well done. The fact that they followed a sniping squad around instead of just ground
I like
troops.
snipers. I don't know why. I like snipers. When it's one of my favorite movies is Enemy at the Gates.
Oh yeah,
It's another war movie, and it's about a couple of snipers who are like engaged in it. It was cool. Maybe we'll watch one time. But I thought that was cool. I like snipers.
The opening scene was watching a kid put an IUD on a road, and they're like, "Oh, he put an IUD on the road." It's like, okay, you're clean to engage, and boom, shoots him, and that's the opening scene.
Was it actually an IED? I thought it was going to be something. Oh, it wasn't IED that put down. I thought it was going to be something. I thought it was going to be like...
Oh, pedestrian? Like,
I thought it was... I thought he was just going to be putting down like a dead animal or something.
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Because it was the first scene I thought, oh, this is going to turn out bad. This is going to end up being...
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like,
they're
going to shoot him for the wrong reason, but it was the right reason. And then they had a big action scene shortly thereafter, which, again, for a Canadian film, I was really impressed. Just the effort that they put into it.
Usually you can see the difference between like a
Canadian and American stuff.
Because Canadian films are made so badly. So badly. That's why I was surprised that it was Canadian film. I was surprised. I was very surprised. So it was good. I give it a couple thumbs up.
Yeah, I would recommend.
I would recommend watching it.
If you're sick of World War II, this is actually a really good film about people in Afghanistan, and they just happen to be Canadian. So
yeah, it was good. It was well put together. I would watch it for a war movie. Yeah, it was good. Mm-hmm. Had some good action. Had a good story.
Yeah.
Overall, good movie. The second movie we watched, another war movie, and it was kind of another. It was this one was the first one based on a true story?
It was based on a collection of stories.
This next one called the Siege of Jadotville. Sorry if I got that fucked up, but it's a Netflix original.
Yeah,
it's on Netflix. Go. It was based on a true story.
Yeah,
it was based on and I think they're from Ireland.
Yeah, Irish troops
and they
Irish peacekeeping.
Were they
troops.
in Africa?
They were in Africa. They had it. They were there to.
That's my problem when I watch movies. Sometimes I don't. I'm like, where are they again? That's why I was like, where are they? Because these two movies were the same. Because they were both about like they were following a band of troops.
Yeah,
similar. So I was like, which one was which? So this one was in Africa. They were a small band of Irish troops who were sent to protect a small
a fork in the road, basically. A position on a map. They were part of a larger contingency, but they ended up being. Cut off, and
they were hung out to dry. Yeah, they were going to be considered casualties of war. They were going to be considered loss of life for the better.
First off, the fact that this is based on a true story was amazing. I didn't realize just how badly UN peacekeepers had been actually under fire. I didn't realize that it
Neither did I. Yeah, I didn't realize these guys. There was like the 150 of them.
150
right?
of them,
and they were attacked by thousands of African troops. Thousands, thousands, and militia. I'm pretty sure they were like militia type people.
Militia and mercenaries.
Yeah, mercenaries. That's the word I was looking for.
There were some French mercenaries leading these.
They were led by
types.
Actual military people.
Yeah,
and they actually they ended up holding down the fort. They ended up surviving.
Yeah, it was like a 5.5, 6 day siege. They were attacked numerous times. The movie shows a lot of the battles, like highlights.
Yeah.
This was this was really, really good. Like this again, another Netflix movie. Just hit it out of the park. It was incredibly well done.
Have you ever noticed that about Netflix? Either it's so good, you're like, wow. Or it's so bad, you're like, wow. Did you really just do that? Wow.
Yeah, and we've had a couple of them on the previous episodes. So,
but there's more on the good side.
Oh,
there's definitely more on the good side, and this is one of them. This is
one of those great movies.
I thought it told a story, being based on a true story. Obviously, it's a. Sometimes you Hollywood it up.
Yeah.
This I don't know if it was Hollywooded up that much.
If it did, you don't notice it.
No.
No, it felt honestly like okay. By the end of it. Only a few people have been wounded.
There was no deaths.
There were no deaths.
None of these
casualties.
Well, obviously the other side died.
Yeah. No casualties on the Irish side. Yeah. Lots of people wounded. And I guess if you go into the history, it happened exactly the same way.
They were looked at as cowards when they came back,
and that's a problem.
They were looked at in a very negative light. They were
literally. This is. Sorry, we spoil the movies. We tell you this all the time, but they ran out of ammo. They ran out of ammo, and then they basically the leader said, "Well, we surrender." they ran out of ammo. What are they supposed to do? They would have been slaughtered. And as a leader of your men, you don't just let them mindlessly get slaughtered. They ended up spending 2 months in prison, and they went home, and they were branded cowards because they surrendered.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you watch this whole thing, and the commander made a very valid point. During one of the first attack, he's radioing into his general saying, we need help. And the general says, oh, we'll see what we can do. Everybody's busy. After that, the leader said, I want you to record everything that goes, make a transcript of everything that is said on the radio whenever we talk to anybody. And these transcripts made it out, and this is some of the things that happened. They were literally left out to dry, and it's just...
Eventually it was rectified. I can't remember what year that they finally recognized
96.
And that was a long time after that actually happened. I
can't
remember the exact
The commander of the unit had been dead by that point in time. Most of the men probably were in their
decrepit
60s, 70s, depending on how old they were.
And then they were eventually recognized as heroes for what they did for standing up and fighting so vigilantly until they ran out of ammo. And they run out of ammo. Again, this is a definite watch. Put this on the watch list. Put it on your list. Click that plus button in the Netflix and put it on your list and check it out.
I strongly recommend to go see that one.
Yeah.
Watch The Siege of Jadotville, and then watch Hyena Road, and you can put them side by side and go, these are two really good,
really good stories.
They're war stories, but they're still really good stories
with not a lot of Hollywood.
No,
not a lot of Hollywood. And that's when you watch a really big budget Hollywood movie and you're like, and it's like, oh, this is based on a true story, and you watch it and you go, come on. But these two here, the one for sure, based on a true story, was not Hollywooded up at all.
And even Hyena Road, which was based, it's based on a collection of, I bet you Paul Gross, he talked to a bunch of vets, and they said, oh yeah, this happened to me one time, and another vet said, oh yeah, this happened to me another time, and he just kind of took all those stories and put in one really, really interesting story from beginning to end, and just hit these high points that happened to actual people as you're going along.
Two great movies for you guys to watch this coming weekend.
So there you go. You got
there you go.
4 hours worth of movies to watch.
You won't be disappointed.
No, you won't. I was shocked by the end of watching both of them because I was pleasantly... Like Hyena Road, I was watching it because it was by Paul Gross and he was Canadian. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give him a chance. And the end of it, I was like, oh, that was really
That's kind of what I did too. When I saw Paul Gross and I went, oh... And I thought of Due South and I went... Due South was okay, but then I go, ooh, Men with Brooms. I'm like, ooh.
Men with Brooms was okay. Passchendaele was good. I haven't seen that one. So. But... he takes away from it,
but like you said, he didn't have the big role in it. There was no. I don't think there was any big actors in the other one.
Neither one. I don't think there was. There was the UN guy and the general. They're both known.
No, but not like somebody that you would recognize, that I would recognize as an A-list.
No. They're not A-list, but I wouldn't call them C-list. They're like A-minus people.
Go watch these movies, guys. Yeah. Go check them out.
Check them out. They're good.
We'll put the names in the descriptions of the movies that we're going to watch, but they were both really good.
Yeah.
They were both good. Recommend. So don't forget to, when you watch them, come back here. Come on back.
And then tell us what you think.
Comment.
You know what? You might not.
Because if you hate it, tell us why you hate it. And if you love it, go, hey, thanks.
And check us out in previous episodes to see what else we like and hate.
That's right. So
you can avoid or watch some, for that matter.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Because if you subscribe, guess what you get? You get notified, and you turn the little notified, and you get notified when we put a new video up. And we'll tell you, like he said, we'll tell you what we like, what we hate, what we... Yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day. Go watch those movies right now. Yeah. Turn this off. Go watch it. Yeah. Hey, stop watching. All right. See ya.